Within iTracker 360, there's a really great lead source organizer tool that'll help you clean up your lead sources and also organize people so that they're not spread across duplicate, type of lead sources. So let me kind of cover that real quick. I'm going to cover this feature really fast. There's some more detailed videos, I'll show you that. But for right now, I'm going to leave these boxes unchecked and I'll come back to this later. So to get to the lead source organizer, under the iTracker tools here, just click lead source organizer. Now here are the videos here at the top. There's about 5 different videos if you want to get more detailed information. But in this video, I'll cover all this content, but I'm going to move pretty quick. So the first thing you'll want to do when you come to this page is you're going to want to update your Infusionsoft lead sources and also your contacts. So that way iTracker has the most up-to-date lead source and contact data. So just click these buttons. The contacts might take a little bit longer to download depending on how many contact records you have. But once this is imported, at this point, iTracker has the most up-to-date data that we can get. So in my use case, what I have is I have people coming from the Infusionsoft marketplace. So sometimes people will get a lead source of referral-marketplace.infusionsoft.com listing, and then sometimes they come from the reviews page. And there could be other pages as well, but in this example, I just created these lead sources just to show you as a demo. But there's 2 different lead sources here. And really, I don't want people assigned to these long, ugly looking lead sources. I really just wanted to say Infusionsoft Marketplace. So what I did is I created a lead source called Infusionsoft Marketplace. And the idea here is that anybody who comes in with this lead source or that lead source, I want to reassign their lead source to Infusionsoft Marketplace. That way all my reporting is clean and everybody's assigned to only one marketplace lead source. So what I'll do is I'll go find that main lead source that I want to use, Infusionsoft Marketplace. I'm just going to click it. It'll send it to the top of the list, and I'm going to drag it over here to the left, and I'm going to refresh the page so that way you know that they're both yellow. They're both main lead sources. So anything on the left is a main lead source. Anything on the right is just another lead source. So what I'll do now that I've categorized all my main lead sources, and you'll probably have several other lead sources here, but for this example I'm just going to do 2. So I'm going to go to the lead source group page now so that I can categorize my lead sources. So I'm going to go to this button and I am going to do with contacts only. You can also do all lead sources, so this will show every single lead source regardless if they have contacts assigned to that lead source or not. Or you can say only show me the lead sources that are uncategorized, that aren't put into a category, or only people that are, that's uncategorized with contacts, and then lead sources that have contacts only. So this is just a way to kind of view the lead sources to kind of simplify the data. So I have Infusionsoft Marketplace here. And what I want to do is I want to find this one, referral marketplace Infusionsoft.com. I want to take these 2 and I want to put it under the Infusionsoft Marketplace main lead source. So I'm going to update the groups here, and now they're under that. If you have some custom URLs like AdWords ones, and you don't really want them, you don't want their lead source changing, just don't categorize them. Just leave them uncategorized at the bottom. And we won't touch that. So if you have people that come in through like english.facebook.com, let's say that one, and let's say they come through mobile.facebook.com, m.facebook, we can reassign that to just Facebook if you want to do that. So let's update that. And maybe this one here, I don't want it under Facebook, so I kind of want to undo that. So I'm just going to click that and say undo selected nesting. So that took that guy out of that group, right? So at this point I have one contact record that has this lead source, one contact that has this lead source, and I really want these 2 people to be reassigned to that lead source here in Infusionsoft Marketplace. So if you scroll down and click here, you can view those contacts. They're just test contacts. So here's the old lead source, and then here's going to be the new lead source. So I'll close this page, but that just kind of shows you what we're going to do. And when we reassign this lead source to Facebook, if you want us to apply a tag called m.facebook.com, we'll create a tag category called old lead source, and we'll apply this value as a tag. That's if you want to have a history inside Infusionsoft represented as a tag, and you can set that by using this this option here. So once you're ready to start pushing contact data into Infusionsoft, you'll have to enable the you'll basically have to enable this feature, and you'll also have to have this remove lead source action set created. So to create the remove lead source action set, you'll want to copy this name exactly. Go into Infusionsoft, go to the I believe it's the marketing set, the CRM settings, and there's action sets. Now I already have a remove lead source action set created, but to do this you would just hit add action set, put remove lead source as the name, make sure you select set a contact field to a specific value, select the lead source ID, make sure it's ID and not just lead source or lead source name, set it to 0, an ID of 0, and check this box, and then click save. I'm not going to click save because I already have it, but just make sure you have a remove lead source action set, and if we find a action set with that name, we'll let you know, and we'll tell you what the ID is if you want to verify that. So at this point we have that up. All you have to do is enable this feature. So I'll just go to the advanced settings, and I'm going to enable this feature, and I'll go ahead and enable the lead source push tags as well. So I'll hit save, and let's go back to the lead source organizer, and I'll show you how to do a manual push right away, so that instead of waiting for midnight or at whatever time we push lead sources every day, we can push it right away. So let's take one of these records. Let's take this guy. I'm going to copy that email address, and I'm going to go in here and find this guy real quick. So here's his lead source, and we're hoping that it changes to just Facebook once we actually push the changes. So I'm going to push these changes. And I'm just going to toggle this so that get it out of the way. This is currently running. If we refresh this page, I'm going to hit F5 to refresh. I'm going to get this out of the way. So we're at 3 of 4. And if I refresh one more time, it looks like we've updated everything. It took 19 seconds, and you can see who was updated. And I will refresh this contact record, and now his lead source is just Facebook. So if I go back to this page, we now have 3 contact records assigned to Facebook, 2 contact records assigned to Infusionsoft Marketplace. If I click on all lead sources, you can see a little bit more familiar view, or you can say, give me everyone that's uncategorized, all the lead sources that are uncategorized but actually have contacts assigned to them. So that'll help you as far as figuring out what lead sources do we need to categorize. So you might want to categorize like the direct ones and things like that. Some of the custom URLs, you might not want to touch those. So just leave those uncategorized. So this is the lead source organizer, and that's how you clean your lead sources. So if I just leave this and let it run every night, anybody that comes in with these lead sources will get reassigned to their main lead source. Thanks.